The 9 Circles Epidemic. This is a video created by Lation or Lation. So let's get started. 9 Circles is an effect level that was released in 2015 by Zelbros. Yo, we were just watching a video about like, you know, player creators and stuff. Nobody could have ever predicted what it would turn into. Let's see what this is all about. I hope you guys are excited.
On January 15th, 2015, a player known as Zobros was getting ready to upload his first original GeometryDash level. It was a pretty standard effect level. In fact, he doesn't even think it's that good.
What's an effect level? What counts as an effect level? I think this is the first time I'm actually hearing about this like term. This is my first original level, so it's not very good, but it's hard.
However,
1.7 million views.
Disagrees with him. There will be hundreds of rated levels and thousands more on the servers imitating this one map. In fact, it's gonna get so out of hand that trends will spawn within themselves. Levels will be made 10 years later using this level's blueprint.
Dang, that's crazy.
When Zobros hits upload, the 9 Circles Epidemic will begin.
Crazy impact. Let's go, Zobros. Wait. Someone said effect level is any level with fancy decoration that actually has effort put into it. So does aperture count? Because that's a level that I want to try. And I don't know if that's a effect level or not. Like what technically counts as an effect level? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Someone saying no, but someone saying yeah. I want to play aperture heavy effects. Okay, got it. All right, let's jump into it.
When 9 Circles was released, it immediately became the most popular level in GeometryDash.
Okay.
There were multiple videos with hundreds
of
thousands,
we got EVW?
if not millions of views. The level on the server today has 66 million downloads and 3 million likes, making it the 10th most liked level ever. This
wait.
3 million likes, making it the 10th most liked level.
Yo, I can't believe Retrace the #1. Oh my god, that's crazy. So we got Retrace, Sonar, Outer Space, the night. Hey, I'm happy to say I beat the Nightmare. It's the #4th most played map. I mean level. Oh my gosh, people are gonna get on me for that. Dark Paradise, Bloodbath. Oh, I've heard a lot about Bloodbath. We got Promises, Level Easy, 9 Circles, and End of Line. What is End of Line?
This was not new though. There were many effect levels that were flash in the pan, so nobody saw this as anything special. That begs the question though as to how all of this started. Usually, stories like this begin with a patient 0.
Okay.
But this time, we actually need to look at patient 1. Super Pizza Luigi, now known as MK Comic, was a small creator with 3 creator points to his name. Assumedly, he saw how popular 9 Circles was and wanted to make a version of his own. He used a song by the same composer, but to make it feel different, he made the level pink. The level isn't really any different from 9 Circles. The gameplay is different, but it has the same aesthetic.
This kind of looks nicer. I don't know. People are gonna kill me for this, but it's like it looks so peaceful and so beautiful.
The blocks used to decorate it.
9 Circles.
The level was published.
9 Circles has like a grungy, like, you know, rock star vibe to it.
Servers 30 days after 9 Circles, and the results speak for themselves.
Okay. Wow. It just kept on going.
Just like its predecessor, Fairy Dust became a massive hit, garnering 8 million downloads and 400,000
The name is very fitting.
The people wanted more 9 Circles content, and that's exactly what they got. Fairy Dust was a big wake-up call to upcoming creators. MK Comic proved that if you wanted to make it big, the easiest path to success was to make a 9 Circles level. 2 months later, the Realistic was released, using the same layout as 9 Circles, but with another color.
Green, the Realistic.
Also garnered 1 million downloads and featured from RobTop.
Hey, sometimes it's not about creating something totally brand new. Sometimes it's about, you know, it's about taking inspiration. It's about taking inspiration and turning it into something that's basically your own, but also paying homage.
The first time didn't mean anything. The second time could have been a stroke of luck, but the same thing happening for a third time was a pattern. And this time, it did not go unnoticed.
That's crazy. Jawbreaker. And then we got Astronauts. Hold on, I'm blocking it real quick. Boom. We got Astronaut by Mindsap, Head Rush by Toxic GD, Poltergeist. Really? Fear Me? Wait, these are popular.
Was a very loud message to the community. The 9 Circles epidemic was here to stay, and there was nothing you could do about it. Living in this period was like being around during the gold rush.
Oh, they're just basically straight up copies? Oh my gosh. Wait, is there any other level that had the same effect as 9 Circles? Like other people tried to copy the same layout, but like, you know, add their own color to it. Has there been any other level that does that?
It was a phenomenon that anyone could participate in.
So they're just variations of 9 Circles.
Only a few lucky creators could really reap the rewards. It became so popular to make your own 9 Circles level that Dorabay himself made Dorabay Basic 10 into a 9 Circles level. You truly could not get away from these in 2015. 9 Circles is now the biggest level series in the game.
The impact is crazy.
It'll stay that way until present day. Now, before we go any deeper into this rabbit hole, there's a question that you're probably yelling at me to answer. And that question is...
What?
I mean, it's a great question. The 9 Circles trend was not only widespread, but it's also a phenomenon that has never happened again. There have been plenty of influential levels, but none have ever had this
That's
much
my favorite
reach.
right there, Aperture.
Surprisingly, the answer is pretty simple. It can get boiled down into one word: accessibility. To explain what I mean, let's open up the level editor.
It was one of the first levels, so or like first girls, really well-made level.
Today's host, Lation.
This is a really great video.
Have you ever wanted to be a GeometryDash creator?
Yes!
Has it ever annoyed you that you don't have that UFO that nobody likes?
Well, yeah.
Fret not, dear audience member.
Oh, shoot.
Today, I will show you how to follow the herd and make your own 9 Circles effect.
Woo! I don't know if I want to do that, but
to make the structure,
I do want to make my own level.
Need these 2 slope objects. One of these can turn into whatever color you'd like, and the other one will always be black. You want to put these slopes adjacent to each other and alternate them until you complete the shape that you want. Once you've done that, set the colored slopes to the first 4 color channels. The colors are done with simple pulses. Set all of the backgrounds and object colors to black and use a pulse trigger to make it flash whatever color you'd like. Now set these triggers up to flash each individual color channel in quick succession. Throw in a few occasional background flashes and you're done. Congratulations!
Dang.
You just made your own.
They made it that easy?
Now go and make your own featured level, kid.
Wait, that's that.
Now,
hey.
Notice how I explained how to build this effect that took the world by storm in just a few minutes. That's why there were so many of these levels. You didn't need much.
Okay, so like right here,
explain how to build this effect.
So like right here, you're going in between, right? And then all of a sudden, you just cut through right here. So do you just like know that by memory from doing it over and over again, or you're just supposed to know? I guess as you see the gears, like these gear things, that's when you know like these aren't actually the, you know, part of the level. It's just the background. I'm guessing.
Minutes. That's why there were so many of these levels. You didn't need much, if any, experience in building to do this. This is the GeometryDash editor in update 1.9. It's a lot less advanced than what we have today. This is the trigger section of the editor. All you have are 4 color triggers and some small insignificant effects you can do with your icon. Now let's look at the trigger tab today.
Oh my gosh, you get so many more options.
This is why you don't see a trend like 9 Circles anymore.
You get so much
levels
more.
That are cutting edge are
like,
so
look at that.
complicated that it would take hundreds of hours to even understand how it was made. Most of these assets were manually made as well, so you also have to be a very talented artist. This is why 9 Circles is a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon.
Which makes sense. It was all about timing.
It's simply no longer possible to build 100 Aperture clones. Instead, there are multiple creators who use their own creative vision to create their own unique experience. Now that you have a basic understanding of why this happened, it'll be a little easier for you to keep up with what's about to happen.
Oh
In
shoot.
June of 2015,
Another impactful
there
level?
were rumblings of a potential new hardest level in GeometryDash.
Okay.
We know this level today to be Bloodbath.
All right.
The level's verifier was an American player named Riot, but its top rival at the time was Cyclic,
Yep.
and he was not happy that he was about to be one-upped. His nemesis was making a level that would solidify him as the greatest of all time. What Cyclic made over the summer, though, looked really familiar.
Oh, I love the colors though. It's his whole theme. His own 9 circles
That's
level.
right. Much like its predecessors, Sonic Wave is a 9 circles level. But there's
Oh
one major
shoot, I just realized. This is the level. This is the level that EVW just verified or just defeated, right? Just beat.
difference that sets it apart from the rest. It is incredibly difficult.
gosh. Here's the
Overnight,
Sonic
this
Wave.
level became a huge success.
Wow.
Not only did it use the trend that was setting the world on fire, but it's also the new hardest level in GeometryDash.
Wow.
However, unbeknownst to Cyclic, the level being verified was only the beginning of this very convoluted story. Sonic Wave was so difficult that people accused Cyclic of cheating, which ended up being true. This meant that while Sonic Wave was on the servers, nobody had ever legitimately completed it.
Oh.
The highest profile level in the game didn't have a single victor. 1 year and a major game update later, and the level has still not been verified. Tens of people are trying their best to beat it, but one of them is Riot, who we mentioned earlier in this story. He wants to finish what his rival couldn't, so he teamed up with top creator Vibrant to make a visually updated version called Sonic Wave Infinity. At the exact same time, 2 of the game's most respected effect creators, Funny Game and Serpunge, made their own Sonic Wave remake for a player named Mifui called Sonic Wave Rebirth. If you thought
Dang, that
2
looks
remakes
crazy.
was too many, Manix and Laserblitz built Auditory Breaker, another remake of the exact same level with the exact same gameplay. In late 2016, Sonic's verified Sonic Wave on the original 1.9 copy by Cyclic, meaning all of those copies were for absolutely nothing.
Oh, dang.
So does that mean we're done now? No, of
What else do we
course we're
got?
not. What are you, dumb? In 2018, years after Sonic Wave was released, Penuto and Enlex make Generic Wave, another Sonic
Oh
Wave
my
remake,
God.
in the style of a level you'd find in like early 2.1. Don't ask me why this exists. I have no idea. Remember Sonic Wave Infinity? Well, for some reason, everyone wanted to beat this level now too. For the 3rd time, Sonic Wave was completely redecorated by AP Team, and it was buffed so much it took even longer to verify than the original.
That's
Sonic
crazy.
Wave Infinity went through 8 verifiers in over 4 years. And in 2021, almost 6 years after Cyclic built the level, Sonic Wave Infinity was verified by Zanny after getting a good luck message from Among Us.
That's crazy. What? That's crazy. Nah, that marketing manager for Among Us must have been a huge fan of GD because there's no way.
For those of you keeping track at home, there are 6 notable versions of Sonic Wave out there.
Wow.
While the level itself is a clone of 9 circles.
What? Dude, that is crazy. It basically went through iterations. It was like, all right, you take something, you change it a little bit, and then now that new change gets copied a bunch
I
of times.
don't know what's funnier. There being tens of hundreds of levels flooding the servers that all look the exact same, or the fact that there is a clone of a clone
Yeah.
of a clone spanning almost 6 years. Covering these levels is a headache. So, what are 9 circles levels like now?
I guess we'll see.
After 2015, the overall quality of 9 circles levels would stay pretty stagnant. Levels between this time period were alright, but they
Alright.
weren't reinventing the wheel
They
either.
look really nice though.
In 2017, we got Bauscha Vortex, which is the level that the trend desperately needed. This level started the bridge to the modern era of 9 Circles levels. There's a drastic improvement in visual quality, which takes advantage of Update 2.0's features. Bauscha is one of the first levels to use new objects, which is such a refreshing change.
Okay.
It also uses
I like
more
that.
than 4 color channels. This is finally the point in time where 9 Circles levels started to slow down. In 2019, we got our first top 10 since Sonic Wave itself and Arctic Lights. This is the first time I would say a level looks pretty good for today's standards. We're finally getting rid of the rule that all 9 Circles levels must have the exact same sequences. The era of cube, ship, ball, wave, ending cube is finally behind us. Nowadays,
I'm glad
9
someone
Circles
actually
levels barely
thought
resemble
outside of the
original.
box.
Levels like Tengu Wind feel more like an homage to the level than a strict copy, which is
I like
definitely a good thing. And that's where 9 Circles levels are today. They still exist, but they're a lot more unique than they were in 2015, and a lot of them are pretty enjoyable experiences. That is not where our story ends, though. There's
Wait,
one more
hold
level
up.
that I would be remiss if I didn't talk about.
Which
Ladies
is?
and gentlemen, this is the part where I talk about Sakupin Circles.
Oh, I've seen this level too. Wait, this is also a clone of a clone?
Sakupin Circles is an old impossible level that dates back to
Sakupin
2015.
Circles.
The level was famous for its showcase by Tosh Deluxe, a YouTuber who made his career by sharing levels that were physically impossible. Other than the video, Sakupin Circles didn't really have that much going for it. The level was one of a million that were impossible, so for years, it faded into obscurity. Fast forward to 2020, and the community has revisited these long-lost impossible levels. The first one to get some attention was Silent Clubstep, which was recently updated to no longer be undoable.
Yeah, we watched
While
the whole
level was getting
documentary about this one.
verified, other levels like it started getting some attention. This is where Sakupin Circles comes in. This level was not good. It was not balanced, nor was it visually appealing. Despite that, it was theoretically possible, which kept the level alive. 2 redecorations, a rebalancing, and some verification drama later, Sakupin Circles was miraculously verified in 2021.
Which was?
This level's legacy will be that it was a proving ground.
Who was the
for
one who
upcoming
verified
top
that one?
players. Since the level was so short, it was looked at as a way to get yourself into the
Oh,
top
we got
player
Zoink footage?
conversation. Even as
Was
a
it
top
Zoink?
10, the level had over 50 victors, which is highly abnormal for something of its difficulty. 4 years later, and it still sits inside of the top 30, which is
Wow,
really
dude.
impressive for how old it is.
Diamond? Okay. Oh, there it is.
9 Circles is one of the most interesting.
Hey, you guys are really
GeometryDash
knowledgeable
levels because of
about
its
this game, dude.
legacy. Not only did it spawn some of the most popular levels, but it also represents a time in the community that's almost lost. 9 Circles came from a time when people started pushing boundaries. It started with levels like this, where a single idea
how
was
do
enough to
you
put the
even
entire
keep
community into a
track?
frenzy, and it evolved into maps being made by unbelievably talented artists and creators. When I call 9 Circles an epidemic, I don't say that as a negative thing. While the levels were pretty stale after a while, their importance to the community cannot be overlooked.
Yeah.
It gave us some of the most important moments in GeometryDash, and the rich history that it brought needs to be forever appreciated.
I mean, let's be honest. 9 Circles was just made at the right place at the right time, because if it was made nowadays, no one would even bat an eye. Like, sure, they'll be like, oh, it's a difficult hard demon, but they wouldn't, you know, go out of their way to recreate these levels because it's not anything new or anything easy to make. Like, sure, it's easy to make, but there's so many better things nowadays. So yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense why, you know, this was in 1.9, right? It was the most popular level of 1.9 because there's so like he explained, it's so much more accessible now. And guys, I want to get to making my own level one day, but hopefully maybe soon. You guys might see that soon. But that was a great video by Latian.